It's good. And we are live, guys. Guys, if you guys hadn't already known, BobbyLegs, I've worked with him a bunch of times on live streams, and we swapped out watches. I still have his Damasco and his G-Shock. What, by the way, what are you wearing tonight, Bobby?
I got my Blue Bay 58, and I have it on a new
Nice.
strap. I got this NATO, this ADP that I bought from Worn and Wound, this like navy blue AD
Okay.
NATO, and it looks awesome. It looks awesome. I mean, it's hard to tell here, but I was at the supermarket today and I just couldn't stop staring at it. So, what about you, Chris?
I'm wearing my good old G-Shock Square, the one you
Yeah,
sent back,
yeah,
all
it's
metal.
a
I
good.
wore this to work tonight earlier on, so comfortable watch, just lounging around the house, like I said, hunkered
Yeah.
down. So hopefully, by the way, guys, we're going through a hurricane right now. So if I do lose power or the stream ends, that's why, guys. It's serious, just a small cat one. We got James here. What's going on, James from Great Gambino? You got Tennessee Mike, and we got Bruce, Blue Shirt Buddha. What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming on. What are you
So
guys all
Chris,
wearing tonight? What's
So
up?
Chris, I guess we're coming off of Random Rob's live feed, and I'm sure some of these guys are as well. So he's taking a turn of events. He's going to explore Seiko again, right? He got rid of all his Seikos, and now
Yeah,
he's got a Captain Willard on the way. So that's pretty interesting, right?
saw that, and I actually do like that watch. That I mean, I'm a green fan, but I do really dig that. The only thing I don't really like is the price on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I mean, that's just James is wearing the Samurai,
Nice.
and Bruce is wearing the Explorer 2 Polar. That's a nice one, Bruce. Nice. Bruce's got a pretty nice collection himself.
I've
But
never
yeah, I
seen
do I do really like the watch.
it's cool, man. I mean, like, Jeff McMahon's got one, and so he did a video
Hmm.
today or the other day
I
with
got to
it.
catch on that video. I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat anyway in general,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, he's got one and he likes it. He likes it. He says this is his go to watch. Seiko will do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and at
right,
first
right. James.
Yeah, at first I was kind of one of those ones in the camp where I didn't like why Seiko was raising their prices, but I get why they're doing it now. They are kind of, I feel like they are offering a lot more for the money. They're still affordable for the most part, depending on which models you get, but I feel like they're often, even those like that spec is offering a lot more for the money.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like.
I could understand where Rob was coming from before he bought the Captain Willard. Like, I was a little bit of I was a little spent on Seiko. You know what I mean? Like I was and
Mhm.
then I picked up an Orange Monster recently, and because I wanted one, right? You have one, you have a first gen, but this is
Yeah,
I picked up a second gen,
yeah,
and then like as soon as I got it, I was like, okay, this is awesome, kinda, and then like I just like after a couple days, I was like, what did I do? You know what I mean? Like I'm like a marlin. You know what I mean? Like I see a shiny
hmm,
lure, and I'll just go get it no matter what the consequences are. And that's like the problem I have, man. I have this like focus on where I want my collection to go, and then I see the next shiny
yeah.
object, and I get that, I get distracted.
I've done that a lot too. I've done a lot of impulse buys, and I think that's one of the bad things about having a channel too. You think, oh yeah, it'll be good content. It is good content, but at the same time, you're spending money that you could have spent on, another watch.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of going through like a little bit of a purge, as you know a little bit.
Mhm.
I'm trying to sell a couple of watches, and I think I'm going to try to sell a couple more, especially in our Discord group. I put a couple watches for sale, and I'm rethinking the Tron. I had put that up for sale. I wasn't really getting any bites either, but then I saw
Yeah.
um, Desire 68's Mike's video the other day. I don't know if you subbed him, Chris, but he's a big Frogman collector, Casio Frogman,
Okay.
and not that I would do or look at watches like kind of like as an investment, but it's nice to see like some limited editions of watches
Hmm.
that you may have in your collection go up in price. And that's just nice to know. That's just nice to, that's good information,
Yeah,
right? It's not that like I would sell it. So I
it's
think
like
the
a
Tron,
monster for the most part. Is always going to go
I
up.
know, like the monster, but but it just didn't grab it. But the Tron, I really dig, and I think I may just hold on to that for a little while, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm looking for like
It,
a Zen Chrono. I think that's what my
okay,
next.
you said which one? The 857? Is that the one you said you were looking for?
Well, I'm digging the 757. Um,
Okay,
not in that black PVD, but the regular tegmented, stainless steel. The
nice.
same color tone as my 856 UTC. I like the two dial on the 12 and the 6. Um, but I'm open to others in chronos, and I was trying to explore other German watch chronos like in the same price range.
Hmm.
A couple different brands. The Damasco chronos don't really do it for me. Um, there's a couple other brands out
What
there.
about Fortis? Have you looked at Fortis?
Uh, I do like Fortis, but
I kind of like their chronos.
Fortis is technically Swiss made. Like I want that made in Germany
Sure.
on there. Hanhart is actually cool, but I mean I'm not really into their chronos either. I don't know. I need something more like tactical looking. Um, I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But some of the Zins really speak to me, and I'm all about brand diversity too. But
Mhm.
I think Zin German chrono is where I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah.
Because that's it's the
I
only
mean, you
ones I
can't go
like.
wrong with any Zen in their whole lineup. You can't really go wrong with any of the watches that they have there in their
Yeah,
whole lineup. That's one brand. If I was only collecting one brand, that would be the brand probably I would collect with these Zen.
yeah, they have a little bit for everybody, right? I mean, their dress watches are, they have a couple. They really don't do it for me yet, but I mean, like, I'm
Mm.
interested to see. I know they have a pilot heritage and that kind of Flieger look, but I'm interested to see if they grow that side, the dress watch side, kind of, and see what they can produce. I'd be very interested to see, but in regards to like sports watches, I don't have any divers from Zen. I'm not sure if I'll go that
Mm.
route. I think I probably would stick with the traditional, pilot Flieger look. Um, but yeah, they have a little bit for everybody. I could see that. I could see
Oh
collecting
yeah,
just Zen.
that's one I do miss is a U1. I really miss that one. The
Yeah.
the old set, the old school U1 that's now I believe it discontinued. They still sell them on Watch Buys, I believe, still selling them. So I may end up trying to pick one of those up at some point before they sell out. But I regret selling that one. And that's one
Yeah.
that's it's definitely a watch that you can tell it's a dive watch, but you can tell it's a Zen. You can tell by the Lego style hands on it that it's a Zen. Like you can tell when that one from
Hmm.
across the room.
Yeah, and it's funny, like the Black Bay 58 or Tudor with the snowflake hands, the Lego hands did not appeal to me at first. I hated them and I hated the snowflake. But now, like, I love the snowflake hands, and now I like the Lego hands. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the 903.
I would go with an older 903 though, with a Valjoux or Lamagna. Like they have
Mhm.
the new ones have that the Salida 500, and and I said this several times before in some videos. Like I have no basis for any hate for Salida. It's I know it's a clone of the
Mhm.
ETA, et cetera, et cetera. There's something about I want an ETA or I want a
Pretty much any
Lamagna movement.
watchmaker can work on an ETA movement too, though.
Well, I'm sure they
As
could do that
opposed to
with
like
like
I've
some.
heard Toledo is a little harder, but
Oh, really?
I
Yeah, I
think
didn't know that.
Ed is a little cheaper to that. Just from what I've heard, I think Ed is a little bit cheaper to work on because it's not as I don't know, not it's more widely known, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I
So
thought they were basically the same because
yeah,
one was a clone of the other. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I have no basis for my bias, and I realize
yeah,
that that's not lost on me. I just either want an ETA or a Lamagna on the older ones. 903s. Yeah, but I mean,
I
it's a
feel like
beautiful
it's
watch.
ingrained on us as like collectors.
Yeah, probably.
ETA, we just grow on. It's growing on us, and we're just so used to ETA movements and being in everything from Doxa, Zen to everything. Well, Zen uses a lot of Selena now. That's what's in my 104, I believe, if I remember correctly. But
Yeah, yeah, and that's because of the
they use
shortage.
everything.
They
And
always.
actually, my Mauricio quad that I had, that's another one I missed. The Acon, believe it or not, I missed that
Yeah.
one. I sold that one, and that had a Selena movement, and it was pretty accurate. On the other hand, what do you think about? I know you're a big Tudor fan. What do you think about Tudor selling their movement now? Have you seen that?
I heard somebody mention that, and like, I
Federico,
guess,
I think, had a video.
yeah, that's right, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. Look, I really don't know much about it to comment.
Yeah,
I don't. I mean, I don't see a problem. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't make me like my Black Bay 58 less. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm all for like other options for watchmakers out there. No
no, oh, yeah,
monopolies and whatnot. So I'm not really happy with what ETA is doing. Um, but um, but yeah, I guess I have no problem. I mean, I haven't really thought it
that's
through,
Watch Group.
but yeah,
Yeah, that's the I believe it was a Tudor movement, modified Tudor movement. I think in my Breitling, the Super Ocean Heritage too, and that was a really good movement
yeah.
because I
Didn't they
believe
do
that
like
was when Tudor was.
yeah?
Yeah, and then
Didn't they
Breitling
swap?
like kind of decorated it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
they called it
yeah.
like the B20 or something like that. It was like
Yeah,
Breitling, but it was
right,
actually a Tudor movement that was decorated by them, I think. And it was
right,
actually
right.
that's another miss too.
And I think actually those new Heritage Tudor Chronos have the Breitling
Hmm.
movement in it, that Breitling chronograph movement in it, for a couple of years. I don't know if the new models do,
Yeah,
but for a couple of years they had that's what they did. They swapped out kind of like the movements in the Chronos for the yeah. But yeah, I mean like Tudor's like another brand that that is has really grabbed me. Like so Zen lately and Tudor and so much so that as you know, I have like two Black Bay 58s now, which is crazy. And I realize how crazy that
yeah,
sounds. Um, but I just like them, and I'll like them or love them until I don't, and then I'll sell one off maybe if I decide not just to collect BB 58s, and I'll pick
yeah.
something else up. You know.
James said no, if only Seiko would outsource the spring drive on
That's
the Grand Seiko. I don't think they'll do that though anytime soon.
right.
They got that one. They probably have that. Do they have that one patented? Probably.
Oh, I would imagine so. Yeah. Yeah. I would imagine.
I know James tried on the. He told me he tried on the Grand Seiko the Snowflake there a while back, and the AD. He said that thing is killer in person. That's on my eventual list, long list
Shh.
to get.
Right.
It's the Snowflake.
Yeah, you
I
almost
just
have
don't
to
know
get.
how versatile that would be though.
Yeah, you almost have to like get. I mean, that's like one of those um models that defines the brand for me. So for like the Seiko, um, I mean the Snowflake for Grand Seiko. For me, Breitling. I think Navitimer. Um,
Yeah.
Rolex. Well, Rolex it could be Datejust and Submariner, um, but when I think
There you
Grand
go.
Seiko, I think Spring Drive. But I also
Yeah.
like that. I mean, I do like the snowflake in that, but the spring they have like that champagne dial or is a silver dial, and that looks great too. And then it's not as expensive as the snowflake, so you can get that spring drive and
Hmm.
a good looking watch for maybe like a grand less. You know?
Yeah, that's not bad. Which I think the retail on the Grand Seiko is what 6,500 somewhere around there. I
Yeah, yeah,
think.
and I think you're right, and I think. And on the pre-owned market, I always see 49.50. I always see like everybody
Hmm.
selling that watch for 49.50. So that seems to be
So it
like
doesn't lose a lot.
it doesn't seem like it loses a lot now. But I don't see. I always see like on Watchbox. I know Watchbox they charge a little
Yeah.
bit more, but it's always like 49.50.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm tempted. I mean, I'd be tempted to get it.
Yeah, at least just to try it out, see how it is for a little
Yeah,
bit.
Dane's got one, right?
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
So I'm going down to. I'll actually be down his way. Not this year, but probably next summer for a friend of the family's wedding. So
Hmm.
I'll drop by Dane's there, check out his collection. I might check out that Grand Seiko in person.
maybe he'll give you a ride in his Celine Mustang.
Yeah, I think it's bad.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man. So like I said, didn't really have any real topic to talk about. But and you were talking about the monsters, and you're talking about all the black base, which is I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to collect just all black base, who was it? What was the guy's name that had all of the
Wayne.
monsters that he had sold?
Wayne.
Wayne. Yeah, and he sold
Yeah.
all of them, and he actually making money on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, there's really nothing wrong with it. Which I mean, you should never really out for money, but that shows you that affordables can hold their value.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, look,
So
for what I want to see from the Black Bay is, I don't know if we're going to see a GMT for in the 58
yeah,
anytime soon because they still got to fix it on the 41 and the regular one, right? They're still having issues with the
yeah,
Black Bay. I don't. I hope I don't see a date because I kind of like just the three-hand movement. So I think what we're going to see in the next couple of years is probably just different the color iterations. Like, if they do
mhm,
that, then maybe I won't jump in. I'll do maybe the burgundy. If they do a burgundy dial like they do with the
yeah.
in the 41 millimeter, maybe I'd get that. But if they're just going to do colorways, then I might just hold off. Um, but if
What
they
if they
do a
do a different
chrono,
size, like on the GMT, like on the Pepsi? Would
if
you
they
grab
do
that
like
one?
if they do okay, so if it's not a Pepsi, I will grab it. Yeah, I mean if it's like just a black dial or
Mhm,
like a Batman or whatever, just do something with the dial. I mean with the bezel.
mhm.
That's different. I might grab it then. Yeah, yeah. That's a good point.
No,
I may grab it. If they do a chrono, I'd grab it.
like if they do like 39 mil, something kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like what your Blue Bay is, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean if they do 58s, if they do blue 58s in a chrono or in a GMT that's not a Pepsi, I'd do it in a second in a
No,
heartbeat.
that's really coming down outside now. I don't know if you can hear that or not.
No, no, but it looked ominous over here in Jersey. While
Yeah,
about an hour or so ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It looked pretty bad. But I don't think it's
yeah,
raining yet here.
yeah. I gotcha. But yeah, that's like his first clip. And we were talking about the 104 earlier. I would like to see Zen come out with a GMT 104. I feel like
That'd
that
be
would be
interesting.
really, really good.
Well, they
Maybe.
so they do a UTC, right? They do
Good.
UTCs
Mhm,
in different, but like an actual non-UTC GMT on a 104, like maybe like a.
mhm.
Do you mean like an extra hand and a bezel, like
Yeah,
like a Rolex? That'd be
because it kind of
interesting, man.
is like a GMT, but already. But I mean, you just throw in the extra hand on there. I believe it was TGV had actually done a like a mock up of one a while back. I think I saw, and it actually looked really good. And I feel like that'd be cool. And James said he'd be sold on the Burgundy Black Bay
Yeah,
as well.
I think me too, James, for sure. Especially if they now if they gilt the hands like they did with the original Black Bay 58, um, on the Burgundy would look awesome, awesome. Um,
Yeah.
that's why I'm happy that they did what they did with the blue because the blue is different enough that if they go back to like a gilt
Hmm.
hand set with a different color, like that would work. People. I mean, I'd be happy with that. You know. But going
Yeah,
back
like
to
I
that
said, I feel like they
104.
did the blue in the perfect color. That Dow
Oh man, I'm like looking
is
at it
like
right
the
now,
right
and
right
this
color
is
blue.
awesome. But
Mhm.
going back to the 104, yeah, man, if they do a GMT for that, even if they do like a UTC hand in the middle, like they did with the
Mhm.
856 and the 857 and all the other ones that they do that'd be really super interesting. Yeah, I could dig that.
Yeah.
But that watch grew on me,
but
man.
I don't know how. Oh, yeah, like I said, it's one that does. It's such a versatile piece that looks good on just about everything. Like
Yeah.
honestly, if I had to go down to 2 watches, I mean, the Omega would be hard to get rid of, but I could do this G Shock and the 104, and I'd be happy with that collection.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I said, it's I think the 104 on a GMT would be pretty killer. I feel like so. I don't know how open Zen is to changing up their watches though.
Well, I
But
mean,
I know
you know,
Zen passed away what last year? I
yeah,
think
yeah.
he did.
Look, I mean, like I think like um they're businessmen over there, right? You know, if that's I mean, they do have a lot of like, UTCs and they seem to do really well with their limited edition. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's nothing that maybe the GMT version hasn't really crossed their mind with the 104. Maybe there's no need for it, but I'm sure if there's enough people look, I mean, they did a newer U1, right? They went to a U50 with a smaller case
Mm-hmm.
size and case thickness, because a lot of people
Which
were
I
complaining.
really like that one.
Yeah, because a lot of people, had said that the U1 was a little bit too big for them, and I feel like they heard or they were listening to
Mm-hmm.
their fan base. So maybe they would. Maybe Chris, maybe you should petition them. Let's get a letter going, sign
Send
some
them out
names.
an email, right? Tell me one GMT 104.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are definitely a very under the radar. They're definitely a nice brand. I've noticed that.
Yeah. Oh man. So what do you think, man? You
But
think we still have
what's
enough
up?
folks on?
We got a couple on. Probably go ahead and call it a night because we're closing in on about half an hour now.
Yeah.
So I guess we'd probably call it a night.
It
Appreciate you
was a
coming
fun
on, man.
yeah, it was a fun little impromptu. Anytime, man. Anytime you want to do this.
Yeah,
It's fun for
I
me.
said I
So
didn't know if I was gonna not be working tonight, so
yeah.
we ended up working for like 2 hours and going home. So
Yeah.
take the night off. I will catch you guys later. Thanks everybody for thanks James, thanks Bruce, Mike.
Good
Appreciate you
night, guys.
guys. Later, guys.